So we acknowledge our resource persons this morning. Bokal Sonia Pablo.
Good morning, Mr. Honorable Presiding Officer, and to all my esteemed colleagues. As per request of the Provincial Administrator, we move the schedule for the deliberation of the office budget of the Provincial Legal Officer and the Provincial Veterinarian from January 5 to today, January 11, the same time, for the reasons given by the PA through her letter. But today, for our new schedule, we have the presence of the Provincial Legal Officer and the Provincial Veterinarian, and also the members of the LFC as scheduled.
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
But before we proceed with the details of the discussion on the proposed budget for the said offices, how about we, in as much as the provincial budget officer is around, how about we make some clarifications on the legislative authorization passed by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan on the reenacted budget, and to assure that the intention of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan that the operations of the provincial government will not be hampered while the Sangguniang Panlalawigan is deliberating on the Committee of the Whole the proposed 2021 annual executive budget.
Okay, Mr. Chair, just to refresh the what happened during the last session, because the LFC were not present at the time. The chairman of the Committee on Finance moved to authorize the utilization of the 2020 budget. Moved to authorize the utilization of the 2020 budget. While the Sangguniang is not yet able to pass a new appropriation ordinance, just to avoid or just as not to hamper the operation of the provincial government. This is based on Section 323 of the Local Government Code, Republic Act 7160, which says there that only salaries and wages of existing positions, statutory and contractual obligations, essential operating expenses are allowed under that resolution. And in fact, before that, I researched on what are included in essential operating expenses. And I was able to get a copy of a letter of Mayor Felix C. of the municipality of Banchuyod, province of Negros Oriental, which also asked, who asked if job order engagement were authorized in the annual, if job orders are authorized under a reenacted budget. And according to the DILG opinion number 31 series of 2019, this is the latest, but previous to that, meron na ring mga opinions, no, and pareho rin. It affirmed that the salaries of those under job order engagement are authorized in the annual and supplemental budgets in the preceding budget year. So meaning to say, the regular appropriation for JOs and contractuals are allowed under a reenacted budget. Plus, it is very clear, even the supplemental budget of the preceding year pertaining to the JOs and contractuals. So, yun po ang kaganapan na Mr. Presiding Officer. And I was just, there's so many comments and opinions pag nagbabasa ka lang sa SOCMED, na the amount appropriated last year, especially in the regular appropriation, were not enough to support the number of JOs that were hired. And in fact, it is imperative that the provincial government will not rehire some JOs. But it is the position of the chairman of the Committee on Finance that this is a premature move, considering that they were saying that the budget for the JOs is budgeted from January to December. But if you check on our budget, 6 months lang ang ina-approve natin for the JOs.
Can we clarify that with the budget officer, whether the annual appropriation, what was passed for the job order and contractual are based on a 12-month computation or 12 months?
Since the budget officer is here, maybe he can answer.
May we be clarified on that?
Sir, hindi ko po na sundan yung tanong ng Honorable Vice.
Ang tanong
6 months,
ay,
ang annual po is computed for 6 months.
yung 2020 annual budget po ba natin ay computed for a 6 months wages of our job order or 12 months?
6 months, sir. 6 months
That
lang po.
was also my understanding. And that was a practice not only during this administration, but even during last administration, that the provincial adopt it as a strategy that we appropriate or allocate salaries or wages of contractual and job order for 6 months. Then comes July or middle of the year, we usually pass a supplemental budget based on the savings, basically on accumulated savings from personal services.
Yes.
Is that what? Is that? Sir?
That is correct, sir. That's correct.
So, for the record, Madam Sonia,
Yeah, and to continue, Mr. Chair, aside from that observation, that the JOs in the regular appropriation for 2020, 6 months lang talaga ang nakabudget. And for the rest of the years, we pass supplemental budget number 2, number 3, and number 4 to provide for the wages of JOs and contractuals. Tama po ba? So for me, there is no reason to resort to mass layoff of our JOs when they are considered to be essential in the operation of an office. So mali po yung kumakalat, no? And plus the fact that remember, ang proposed lang nila is 130 million this year for the local income and a slight increase in the ERA. But remember, 120 million ang inaprubahan ng SP for the local income last year. So the difference is just 10 million. If we maintain the number of JOs na sinasabi nila na kailangan ng operasyon ng provincial government, wala akong nakitang reason para magkaroon ng, again, wala akong makitang reason para mag-mass layoff because the 120 million ay, and ang budget natin last year is 1.7 million. Is enough.
1.7 billion.
1.7 million, I stand corrected, was enough to provide for the wages of about 616 JOs plus the contractuals, which I do not know the exact number. Walang na layoff last year, nagdagdag dumami pa nga eh. So, yan na lang ang punto ko. We should not resort to premature pronouncements because we have facts that the situation is
Manageable.
manageable. Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer. So, sana, ang akin lang po, ang pakiusap ko lang, allow the SP to do its functions and duties to review the annual budget of the province.